Yes. Sorry, I didn't mean to leave you hanging there.
No, no, no.
Guessing with all that. I'm guessing you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
la 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 la
A poem by Yehuda Amichai called The Diameter of the Bomb. The diameter of the bomb was 30 centimeters, and the diameter of its effective range about 7 meters, with 4 dead and 11 wounded. And around these, in a larger circle of pain and time, 2 hospitals are scattered and 1 graveyard. But the young woman who was buried in the city she came from at a distance of more than 100 kilometers enlarges the circle considerably. And the solitary man mourning her death at the distant shores of a country far across the sea includes the entire world in the circle. And I won't even mention the crying of orphans that reaches up to the throne of God and beyond, making a circle with no end and no God. It's good to be with you this evening. I just came back this morning from a 5-day solidarity mission in Israel, and the circle of the Jewish people feels a little smaller to me this week. Our friends in Israel, our loved ones in Israel are worried about us and all that we're facing in the diaspora, and I brought our concern for them. I brought hugs and love and concern for all of them. So I saw some of you on Zoom on Wednesday night. I'll be sharing a little bit more about my experience later on, and then open it up to a few questions. But we're here to celebrate Shabbat and to pray together and to be together in community. Kristen McCarthy is here representing our Board of Trustees. Jonathan Chamberlain is greeting everybody from our staff. Maya Martinez is running Visual Tefillah. Jamal and Brendan are making it all look and sound good, and we're glad that you're all here. So we're going to continue with the blessing of the Shabbat lights.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kirishanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu V'hadikner shel Shabbat. We continue now with Kiddush. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho, b'ahava uvratzon, hinchilanu, zikaron, lemase v'reshit. Kihu yom tehila l'mikra'e kodesh, zecher litziat Mitzrayim. Kivanu v'chata, yotanu kidashta, mikol hamim. Shabbat kodshecha b'ahava uvratzon hinchatanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat. L'chaim. We continue now welcoming Shabbat with song, with Kabbalat Shabbat. We begin with Lachun Aranana. Let us sing unto God a new song. Let us sing unto God sing unto God a new song. Yai, lai, la, lai, lai, la, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, la, lai, lai, la, lai, lai. Yai, lai, la, lai, lai, la, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, la, lai, lai, la, lai, lai. Yai, lai, la, lai, lai, la, lai. Lechu niranin al Adonai, nariya litzor ishenu, v'kadma fanav betodah, bizmirot nariya lo. Bizmirot nariya lo. Let us sing unto God a new song. Let us sing unto God a new song. Yai, lai, la, lai, lai, la, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, la, lai, lai, la, lai, lai. Yai, lai, la, lai, lai, la, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, la, lai, lai, la, lai, lai. Yai, lai, la, lai, lai, la, lai, lai. Shiru l'Adonai, shiru shir kadash, shiru l'Adonai kol haaretz. Shiru l'Adonai, shiru shir kadash, shiru l'Adonai kol haaretz. Shiru l'Adonai barechu shemo, basru miyom leyom Yeshuato. Shiru l'Adonai barechu shemo. Shiru l'Adonai. Shiru l'Adonai. Shiru shir kadash. Shiru l'Adonai kol haaretz. Shiru l'Adonai. Shiru shir kadash. Shiru l'Adonai kol haaretz. Zamru l'Adonai behinot, behinot, bekol zimra. 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 Zamru l'Adonai behinot, behinot, לך דודי לקרא כלה פני שבת וקבלה לך דודי לקרא כלה פני שבת וקבלה שמור וזכור וגיבור אחד השמיענו אל המיוחד אדוני אחד ושמו אחד בשם ותפארת ולתהילה לך דודי לקרא כלה פני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקרא כלה פני שבת נקבלה
לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה כי היא מקור הברכה מראש מקדם נסוכה סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה התעוררי התעוררי כי בעורך קומי אורי 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 שיר דברי כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת Cantor, with all due respect to the Shabbat bride, today we have a Shabbat king, Kobe Zev Rackauer, and his parents, Ryan and Rabbi Jill Rubin, are here together, and we're glad to see the Shabbat king with us this evening.
Boi v'shalom ateret mala Kam besimcha uvtzola Toch emunei am segula Boi kala Lecha dodi לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה. Having greeted Shabbat together, let's greet one another. Turn to all the people around you, wish them Shabbat Shalom.
Rosalie is here. I'm really glad.
We invite you to remain standing as we continue with our call to prayer with Baruch Hu. Ya la 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 la, 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 ya la 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 la. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed, le'olam va'ed. Ya la 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 la, 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 ya la 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 la.
Please be seated.
Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha ahavta, Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu lemadeta. Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha ahavta, Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu lemadeta. Al ken Adonai Eloheinu, B'shokenu ufkumenu, nasiach bechukecha, v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha, u'b'mitzvotecha. Le'olam ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha ahavta, Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu lemadeta. Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha ahavta, Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu lemadeta. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Ve'olam Va'ed. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavcha uvechol nafshecha vechol meodecha vehayu advarim ha'ele asher anochi metzavecha hayom al levavecha Vishinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'beitecha uvlechtecha v'derech uv'shokbecha uv'kumecha ukshatam neot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha uktavtam amezuzot beitecha uvisharecha leman tizkeru vasitem et kol mitzvotai vitem kedoshim lelohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem Elohim Ani Adonai Elohechem.
Poem by Rabbi Karen Kedar called Peace, Please. We gather together in faith and with hope to pray for peace and for the safety of the people of Israel. Help us, Holy One, and protect us in our hour of need. Touch our hearts, lest they be hardened with despair. Guide our thoughts, lest they are overcome with fear. Bring healing to the wounded, strength to those in mourning, courage to those in fear, wisdom to those who lead. Yedid, Nefesh, beloved one, reveal yourself and fill the world with your light. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Be quick, God of love, for the time has come. Have mercy upon us, eternal one of peace. And we say together, Amen. We continue with Micha Mocha.
Kamocha bailim Adonai Mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh Nora tehilot Osef ele Nora tehilot Osef ele Osef ele Kamocha bailim Adonai Mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh Nora tehilot Osef ele Nora tehilot Osef ele Osef ele Malchutecha ra'u banecha Bokei hayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam Zeli anu ve'yameru Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed le'olam va'ed Kamocha bailim Adonai Mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh Nora tehilot Osef ele Nora tehilot Osef ele Osef ele יפקד אדוני את יעקב, וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום,
השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים.
ושמות צאתנו ובואנו לחיים ושלום מעתה ועד עולם. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום,
השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים. ושמרו בני ישראל, ושמרו את השבת, לעשות את השבת, לעשות את השבת, לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם, לעשות את השבת, לעשות את השבת, לעשות את השבת לעולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי, וביום השביעי שבת וינפש. I invite you to rise as we continue with the Amidah.
tivka ufiaki tehilatecha Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu Elohei Abraham Elohei Yitzchak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora El Elyon Gomer Chasadim Tovim V'Konei HaKol V'Zocher Chastei Avot V'Imahot U'Mevi Geula Livnei B'neihem Leman Shemo B'Ahava Melech Ozer U'Moshiach U'Magen Baruch Atah Adonai Magen Avraham v'Ezrat Sarah Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai Mechayeh HaKol Atah Rav Lehoshia Mashiv HaRuach U'Morid HaGashem Mechalkel Chayim Bechesed Mechayeh HaKol Berachamim Rabim Somech noflim verofech olim, umatir asurim, umekayem emunato, lishenei afar, michamocha bal gevurot, umidom elach, melech memit umekayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua, B'neman atah lahakayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh hakol. Atah kadosh shimcha kadosh, u'kadoshim b'kol yom yihalalucha selah, Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh.
Please be seated. We take a few moments now for silent prayer and reflection.
והגיון ליבי, יהיו לרצון אמרי פי, והגיון ליבי לפניך. יהיו לרצון אמרי פי, והגיון ליבי. יהיו לרצון אמרי פי, והגיון ליבי לפניך. אדוני Adonai tzuri v'goali, Adonai tzuri, Adonai tzuri v'goali. Go inside your heart, just be. Go inside your heart and see what it wants, what it needs, what it yearns when you breathe. Go inside your heart and see. May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be kind, be true. May they be acceptable to you. Oh, my rock, and my Redeemer.
This time we think of those in our circle of family and friends who are in need of healing, healing of body, healing of spirits. We have here listed on our screens in a moment. Maya, do we have that, maybe?
I didn't have the list, yes.
All right, that's all right. We are thinking of all of those folks that we are concerned about. If you're praying for someone for healing of body, healing of spirit, we invite you to mention their names aloud. We ask God to bring healing, if healing is possible, and strength to face whatever comes. We sing these words that Moses sang to God as a prayer that God might bring healing to his sister Miriam. Elna, Anna, Elena, may God heal them all. Feels like there's so much heaviness in our hearts. And yet in the midst of it all, there can be joy and celebration. So I'm wondering what you are celebrating this week. Blessings in your life, birthdays, anniversaries, good things. What you got? What's going on? Yes. Felicia's turning 21. That's amazing. Happy birthday to Felicia and to her parents as well. Excellent. What else? What else are you celebrating? Yes.
I'm celebrating this amazing man.
That's awesome. You're celebrating this amazing man. They're going to get married. Yay! I wasn't sure if I was allowed to say that out loud, so I'm glad you said it. That's great. Yay! Mazel tov. You always thought it was Bashert. Fantastic. Well, we are so excited for you. That's amazing. Wonderful. There's a lot of cheers. Liz is starting the round of applause in the back there. I mean, frankly, we knew it was Bashert too, so we're glad that you figured it out. Now I feel like we're at the Mets game or something like that.
Mazel tov, mazel tov, simin tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, simin tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, simin tov, Yehelanu, 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 Ulecho Yisrael, Yehelanu, Yehelanu, Ulecho Yisrael. Simin tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, simin tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, simin tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, simin tov, Yehelanu.
Now, aren't you glad you said that out loud, right? Mazel tov. That's exciting. All right. I don't know if we have a song for the next person, but what else you got? Anything else that you're celebrating? Nothing. If I'm missing your hand, shout it out. Yes, Sumi. Your daughter got a job and she started Tuesday. And what is she doing?
She's working for A718, which is a Brooklyn-based literacy nonprofit.
Working for a literacy nonprofit. That's awesome. Mazel tov. Please wish her mazel tov. And we always knew that she would do great and important and righteous things. That's awesome. That's great. What else? Anything else that you're celebrating? First Friday in December. Good.
Does something happen on the first Friday of December?
I'm sorry? Kobe Zev's first Shabbat at Shari Tefillah, although he's been watching religiously every Friday night on Zoom, I understand, online, I understand. So, but we're glad to have you all here.
Actually, there is something else too.
What's that?
Daniel just had a baby, a week ago?
Mazel tov. Very nice. Mazel tov, and thanks for spending Shabbat with us, Daniel. We appreciate it. That's awesome. Very nice. Yes. It is chocolate birthday Shabbat. We'll do that in a minute. But yes, it is. We didn't forget. Yes. Your niece's 17th birthday. Happy birthday. Fantastic. Anything else? Mazel tov to everyone for all those good celebrations. Yes, last word.
We're coordinating for Hanukkah
Yes.
on Zoom, the whole family.
The family will all be all together on Zoom for Hanukkah. That's very nice. There's 6 shopping days left for Hanukkah, 5 if you don't count Shabbat, so really 5 shopping days till Hanukkah. Very nice. And enjoy that time together. It's nice to be together however we can be together. I want to tell you a little bit about Michael Loffer and my journey since last Shabbat. Over 100 people in the congregation were on Zoom on Wednesday night, and it was so bolstering to see all of you who were there. A few highlights of our trip, a word of Torah, and then if you have any questions, I'm glad to listen to the questions even if I don't have any answers. Our journey was put together by the Reform movement, so there were Reform leaders, some rabbis, mostly lay leaders, a whole lot of people from the board of the Union for Reform Judaism, so that meant a whole lot of people who knew Lois Nyren. And so it was actually, even though I wasn't here, it was amazing to be together with people who knew Lois and knew her leadership and many of us watched the funeral. So that was something that I didn't expect to. I expected to sort of be alone in remembering Lois, and it was powerful to be together. We left last Saturday evening. We got in last Sunday afternoon, and so our tour really started on Monday. We started by going to the south of Israel. We started at an organization called AJIK, which has this very, very long acronym of a name, so everybody calls it AJIK. AJIK is an NGO building shared society in Israel between Israeli Jews and Israeli Bedouin. AJIK was co-founded by peace activist Vivian Silver in about the year 2000. As many of us have been remembering, Vivian Silver was unfortunately murdered on the attacks on Simchat Torah. I wasn't aware that there were 300,000 Bedouin citizens of Israel, and they're massively under-resourced. They are the poorest minority in Israel. Actually, the first people to be killed on Simchat Torah by a rocket from Hamas was a Bedouin family, because Israel has not seen fit to install bomb shelters in Bedouin communities. Less than 10% of Bedouin 18-year-olds go to college. Bedouin were deeply affected by the Simchat Torah attack. They were injured and murdered and kidnapped. And as we've heard, there were stories of Bedouins saving lives of Israeli Jews. And the work of AJIK is incredibly brave and bold, inspiring work all the time, and especially now, trying to hold together the fragile threads of Israeli society. We continued down a little bit further south to Kibbutz Dorot, near the Gaza Strip. It's just on the lucky side of Sderot. Sderot and the communities to the west were the ones that were most directly affected by the attacks on October 7th. Kibbutz Dorot is like a 1.5 kilometers east of Sderot. They could hear and see Hamas terrorists coming through, but just by what they described as luck, their community wasn't attacked. But most residents have fled the kibbutz. There's about 800 residents, and 700 of them have fled the area because they don't feel safe. As I mentioned the other night, we met a few members of the kibbutz who have stayed. A woman named Sharon, who sounds like she just left the Bronx last week, but she's lived in Israel for about 40 years. She participated along with many, many other people before October 7th, and for many years before that, driving Gazans to doctor's appointments in Tel Aviv. They were a part of an organization called Road to Recovery, and in many ways, some of the saddest stories we heard were from people like Sharon, who were really peace activists. And to hear Sharon say, I now know that they need to stay over there, I never want to see a Gazan again, was particularly heartbreaking, because people like her believed in a better future. People were asked, wherever we went, communities that were sort of living elsewhere, would folks ever go back to live near Gaza and to the northern border of Israel, where many, many Israelis have been evacuated to the center. And the most profound response we heard was from one gentleman who said that although his house was destroyed on October 7th, houses can be rebuilt. Israel's going to put a lot of money into rebuilding infrastructure and homes, but the trust that was destroyed on October 7th between Israelis who lived in the Gaza envelope and who were living under this unwritten social contract that they would live there and be the first line of defense, knowing that the army and the government was right behind them and they were nowhere to be found. That trust is not so easy to be rebuilt. And so those communities want to return, but it's not enough for their homes to be rebuilt. There's a lot of work to do to rebuild and regain their trust that they'll be cared for and taken care of if they live there. So that was that first day. We went south, and all along the way we were meeting with people and hearing stories. So the next day we headed north, and we went to the Jezreel Valley to Kibbutz Ma'agan HaEmek. The kibbutzim look out for each other, and they have relationships of all kinds. And so already in the late evening of October 7th, they began to welcome the residents of Kibbutz Nachal Oz, right on the Gaza border, to Kibbutz Ma'agan HaEmek. This kibbutz grew by 50% in population overnight. They wanted to welcome Israelis, and we heard stories of such incredible generosity. And the members of that kibbutz in the Jezreel Valley have told the folks from Nachal Oz that they can stay as long as they need to stay, up to a year and maybe more. We met there with survivors of the attacks on Nachal Oz. We heard harrowing stories, and not a single person there didn't lose a loved one or have a family member kidnapped or missing. We met Tammy, a woman who turned 85 the weekend of the attacks, and her American daughter and granddaughter came from the United States to celebrate her 85th birthday with her, and they were kidnapped. Thankfully, they were both released this week, but I was just trying to imagine what it would be like to be the loved one of someone who was kidnapped. We met incredibly inspiring leaders as well who are doing remarkable work. There at Kibbutz Ma'agan HaEmek, we met with 4 incredible Reform rabbis. They don't serve particular synagogues. They're called regional rabbis. And between the 4 of them, they cover big swaths of Israel in the north, all the way up by Rosh HaNikra, in the Jezreel Valley, and all the way down to Gaza. And between the 4 of them, they cover about 50 communities. Not 50 synagogues, but 50 towns and villages and kibbutzim. And they are bringing Reform Judaism to Israel in these remarkable ways. And now all of their congregants, as it were, have been displaced, right? All the ones by Gaza have been moved to the north, all the to the center of the country. All the ones in the north have been evacuated from the north. One of the rabbis lives in Rosh HaNikra. Her own family was exiled. She's living in an Airbnb in Haifa right now. So they're dealing with their own trauma and their own challenges and loss, but they're also bringing incredible spiritual comfort in this moment. And it was remarkable to see. We went from there to Haifa, where we visited our friends at Ohel Avraham. Our congregation has had, probably for 10 years and more, an incredible relationship with a Reform synagogue called Ohel Avraham, and also a synagogue called Or Chadash. Haifa is a really special place because it's one of the only places in Israel that is really a model of coexistence between Jewish and Arab citizens of Israel. So far those relationships are holding, even though it's a difficult time. Those communities are also doing what they can to serve people who have been exiled from the north and from the south, and have turned their whole operations into efforts to care for people who have been exiled. The next day, we studied with Rabbi Dahlia Marks at the Hebrew Union College in Jerusalem, and we studied with her Jewish law related to redeeming the captive. It's not a new thing in Jewish tradition. We see the sources beginning in Genesis when Abraham redeems his own nephew, Lot. And I won't say any more, but I want to tease Torah study tomorrow, which I'm leading, and we'll be studying texts from that Dahlia Marks brought us related to redeeming the captive. And it's complicated in the halakha. What should be a proportional response, right? And it's a live, unfortunately, a topic in Israel right now. How far should Israel go to redeem captives? And of course, the heart says, whatever it takes. And we were there, and we were aware that we were there in a time of relative quiet during a ceasefire, and we were there as about 105 people who had been held captive were released over the course of days, and that was a very big blessing. But the ceasefire seems to be well and truly over, and there's still concern for another 137 Israelis who are being held hostage. The next day, that same day, we visited the Knesset, and we visited with two members of Knesset. Gilad Kariv, who's a Reform rabbi, who's a member of Knesset, one of the very first Reform rabbi in the Knesset. And he, along with others, spent much of the last year fighting off efforts by the Netanyahu government to undermine democracy in every way that he could. And now he's working with legislators to try and imagine what the day after this war should look like, which is not an easy thing to figure out. It's not even an easy thing, and no one knows how long the war will last. And there's a lot of discussion and debate about what it should look like the day after. We made our way from there to Tel Aviv, where we visited with Lee Siegel and his wife. They are members of another Reform synagogue in Tel Aviv. Lee's brother and sister-in-law were kidnapped on October 7th. And just the other day, his sister-in-law was released, which of course is a source of great joy, but his brother is still being held hostage. And in that story, you see all of the emotional turmoil for these families of hostages. There's a remarkable organization that has formed to support families of hostages and those who are still missing. There's all kinds of support being provided. Nobody can do what these families most need, which is to get their family members back, but Israeli civil society has embraced these families. And there are all kinds of fundraisers to support these families. This bracelet that I'm wearing is part of a fundraiser, and it says, Ad shekulam kan, kulanu adayin sham. Until they're all here, we are all there. I bought 200 of these bracelets. And there are some in the Davis. You can take one. Don't take a lot. Take one for yourself. And then there's a QR code and a website listed there. And if you're willing to make a contribution, not just take one, that would be a great mitzvah. The organization's called the Hostages and Missing Families Forum. And it's an example of one of the many NGOs that we met that is trying to bring strength and support in this difficult time. We made it from there to a part of Tel Aviv, an area of Tel Aviv that's called, it's come to be known as Hostage Square. Very early on, you probably saw pictures of a long table lined with tablecloths and table settings, place settings for Shabbat, representative of all of the individual hostages. The first one of those was done in Hostage Square, and now a whole bunch of other artisans have come to design, art installations as ways of honoring and remembering and thinking about the hostages there. And the hostage families gather there each day, and other Israelis gather there to try and bring them strength. And over the last few days, they've set up huge screen TVs, like movie theater size screens, as news starts to come in of hostages that are released, and the families gather there in that place. Just yesterday, although it feels like about 100 years ago, we were back in Jerusalem at what's called the Hamal, which is really a military term. It means war room, but in this context, it's the Volunteer Command Center that opened already on the evening of October 7th. We heard again and again of ways in which Israeli civil society is stepping up in remarkable and unifying ways. Unfortunately, again and again, the Israeli government has moved incredibly slowly, and so civil society has stepped in. So at the Hamal there in Jerusalem, people who are in need can come to a store that looks like a clothing store, but there's no cost, right? You can come in, and they've tried to gather clothing. And again, these are kind of interesting stories. You have ultra-Orthodox Jews who come, and they need very modest clothing. And then you have non-Orthodox Jews who come, and they just want shorts and t-shirts and a bathing suit. And they've tried to meet the needs of all the people who are coming. They're organizing schools in all the hotels. We were staying in a hotel, the Dan Panorama. Some of you stayed there with me there before. 88% of the people who are staying at the Dan Panorama right now are people who have been moved from the south or to the north. and the hotels are housing them. And in the hotel, there's a sort of a pop-up school that has been organized, and that's true all over the country. The Hamal is providing whatever is needed on a volunteer basis. So a soldier calls and says, I need size 12 boots. They figure out how to find a pair of boots. This woman, one of the volunteers there, said, if you need modest clothing or tight jeans, either way they'll find that for you and make sure that you have what you need. Car seats and dry goods and hot meals. And now they're moving towards getting supermarket gift cards because people are settling into where they are and they want to not continue to need warehouse-sized spaces. They'll deliver the supplies. There were people that were taking orders, almost like you can, call a local grocery store and they'll fill it for you. Now they're offering other services, psychologists and social workers, and babysitting, and judo classes, and dance classes, and sports classes. And we visited one room that was basically a ride service. So they had tables set up and volunteers sitting around the tables, each with a laptop. And it's like Uber X, but free. And they're trying to meet people where they are. A soldier needs a ride to his base. Someone is being relocated from somewhere in Israel to another place. They find a pickup truck for them. And all of that is volunteer and very inspiring to see the way civil society is coming together. And yesterday afternoon, we paid a pastoral visit to wounded Israelis at Hadassah Hospital. I kind of did a mini caring committee training on the bus there because people were very anxious about what would I say to people who are in the hospital. It sounds like Rich, what we've done here at the synagogue. And it was really moving to do that. And everywhere we went, people were just so grateful that we had showed up. And it's a good reminder. Often people say to us in caring committee trainings, what do I say? And what if I say the wrong thing? And what I always say is, the most important thing is that you show up. And that's what we really did this week. Many of the people who traveled with Michael Loffer and I to Israel shared with each other that when we all told our family members and friends that we were headed out on the trip last Shabbat, last Motzei Shabbat, our friends and family all asked us the same kind of questions, like, why are you going? And where are you going to go when you get there? And what do you hope to get out of the experience? I don't know about you, but if I'm totally honest, I actually didn't really know what to say when people ask me those questions. And as you know, as a rabbi, I'm usually not short on words. In this week's Torah portion that we'll read tomorrow, Vaishlach, when sending his servants ahead with gifts for his brother Esau in advance of their reunion, Jacob, our ancestor, anticipates that Esau will ask the servants 3 questions. The 3 questions in Genesis chapter 32:18 that Jacob wants his servants to be ready to answer are, according to the Torah, Lemi ata ve'ana telech ulemi ela lefanecha. To whom do you belong, and where are you going, and to whom do those in front of you belong? Having been on the ground in Israel for 5 days and having flown home early this morning, I finally know how to answer all the questions that people were asking me before I got on the plane to Israel this past Saturday night. I know it's a little late for me to finally have those answers. But in many ways, the questions my family and friends were asking me are the same questions that Jacob expected Esau to ask. To whom do I belong? If I didn't know it before this week, I know at a deep level that I belong to my people, to the people Israel. I can now say to my family and friends, I belong to the Jewish people. That's why I went on this mission. As to the second question, where are you going? I would answer, to my ancestral homeland. My family is in pain, and I have to go see them, to be with them, to witness their pain, and to help them know that they are not alone. And finally, to whom do those in front of you belong? I would now say with confidence that all the people we met with this week belong to me. Ilan Amit and Khair Albaz at Ajik, The NGO building capacity for the Bedouin community in Israel belonged to me. And Vivian Silver, co-founder of Ajik, who was murdered by Hamas on Simchat Torah, was stolen from me. Sharon and Yael, members of Kibbutz Dorot near the Gaza Strip, belonged to me. And Ofer Lipstein, visionary mayor of the region that includes Kibbutz Dorot, was stolen from them when he was murdered defending his town, and he was stolen from me. Amir Tibon and his family, and Yael and that grandmother Tammy and Danny from Kibbutz Nir Oz belong to me. My Reform rabbinic colleagues, Rabbi Vergan, Rabbi Kentor, Rabbi Carey, Rabbi Katz, Rabbi Efrat, Rabbi Ofek Meir, who's spoken here, and his students from Leobek Education Center, Rabbi Ariella from Ohel Avraham, with whom we have now a monthly phone call, our congregants and their congregants. The next one is on December 17th. Rabbi Klimova and Rabbi Dagan, who sends his regards, and Rabbi Daphne Kellen from Or Chadash, and Amit and Itamar and Rotem and Shachar and all of their communities. They all belong to me. Rabbi Marks and the staff and lay leaders of the Israel Movement for Progressive Judaism, our Reform partner in Israel, and my Israeli Reform rabbinical colleagues belong to me. Members of Knesset, Rabbi Gilad Kariv and Ilan Roll belong to me. The Siegel family belongs to me. All the families of the bereaved and all of the families of the hostages and missing belong to me. All the people we met this week belong to me, and all of the peoples of the land of Israel belong to me. That's why we went. I'm grateful to the Reform Movement for organizing the trip. I'm grateful to our ancestor Jacob, who would become Israel 3,000 years ago, for inviting me on this journey, the journey of the people called Israel, and for patiently waiting as I figured out why there was no place in the world that I needed to be this week more than I needed to be right there in Israel. We belong to the Jewish people. The Jewish people belong to us, and Israel is our ancestral homeland. May it always be so. Amen. We're going to continue with song. Glad to talk with you after services, hear your questions, and be with you in our care for the state of Israel.
You stumble, I fall. We're not that separate at all. In your danger, I fear. So far apart and yet so near. O Yisrael, Arevim, Ze Bazeh. O Yisrael, Arevim, we are all connected. I look in your eyes and I see you're my responsibility, and let our hope never cease. We'll live to see the day of peace. O Yisrael, Arevim, Ze Bazeh. O Yisrael, Arevim, we are all connected. One spirit, one heart, will never be apart. O Yisrael, Arevim, Ze Bazeh. O Yisrael, Arevim, we are all connected. O זה בזה, O Yisrael, Arabim, we are all connected.
Jesse, is your birthday in December? You're just holding space for everybody else. I appreciate it. I know Cantor's is. Cantor wasn't going to let us forget about it.
This is on my exact days.
Oh, very nice. If your birthday's in December, come on down, whatever your age is, so we can see you and celebrate you and give you chocolate if you like that sort of thing. Come on down. Hello, Rabbi. Okay.
December 20th.
December 20th and?
December 24th.
Very nice. And?
The 18th.
18th and?
7th.
Very good. When's your birthday? 16th. Yes. And Kara?
26th.
Excellent. And Liz? The 9th.
19th.
The 19th. Dang, nabbit. I thought I had that memorized. All right. Well, happy birthday. Now, here's the thing. Wait, who else? Hey, happy birthday. When's your birthday? The 24th. Oh, very nice. All right, very good. Excellent. I'll bring chocolate to you. So here's the deal. We cannot make Cantor sing his own happy birthday. That's not a thing. Okay, so I'm going to start and join me, and it won't be as good as if Cantor was singing, but we're not going to make him rap his own birthday present. Okay? Okay, 1, 2, 3. Yom Huledet Sameach. Yom Huledet Sameach. Yom Huledet Sameach. Yom Huledet Sameach.
That's the 9th.
All right. All right, well, happy birthday to everyone. Thanks for letting us celebrate your birthday with you. We hope that your birthday wishes come true. I have another birthday wish to deliver back there. Happy birthday to you all. All right. Beware of rabbis bearing chocolate. Hold on. Oh, wait, no, I got another one. I'm coming. I don't want you to lose your chocolate bar. Oh, right.
No.
Maybe Ryan wants it. Okay. All right. This is the kind of congregation we are. We're giving each other chocolate. That's very nice. I love that. Happy birthday, friends. And thanks to Jesse for the reminder as well.
We invite you to rise as we continue with Aleinu. Aleinu l'shabeach l'Adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, בגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו
This time we think of our loved ones whom death has recently taken from us, those who died at this season in years past, and those whom we've drawn into our hearts with our own. If you hear the name of a loved one, we invite you, please, to stand. In the period of Shiva, we remember Brooke Peltz Cohn and Toby Cohn, friends of Hallie Golden, and our beloved past president, Lois Nyren, wife of Neil Nyren. In the period of Shloshim, we remember Arlene Kocher, mother of Eric Kocher, Rabbi Avraham Holtz, cousin of Marlene Nadell, and Maren Swenson Waxenberg, sister-in-law of Susan Waxenberg, and these whose yahrzeits, the anniversaries of their deaths are marked at this season: Maxine Applebaum, Lawrence M. Bone, Hilda Brightman, Randy Kogan, Rabbi Scott M. Korngold, Ruth M. Dansky, Arthur Engelman, Max Engelman, Josh Feinberg, Samuel Finkel, Harry Fishlow, Faith Garfield, Frank Gordon, Sarah Gutstein, Morris Halper.
Myron Jonas, Julius Kahn, Myrna Kahn, Sadie Klein, Robert Kobach, Morris Kreinen, Anton Kreiner, Martha Levin, Alan Levy, Jerry Miller, Carl Patiksha, Myrna M. Robin, Stephen Rosenthal, David Shankman, Phyllis Shapiro, Joseph Soleimani, Pauline Tattlebaum, and Victoria Wallerstein.
If there are others that you're remembering, we invite you to rise and mention your loved one's name aloud. Zichronam livracha, may their memories live as an enduring blessing to each of you. We remember as well those who have no one left to say Kaddish. In that spirit we rise as a community. Yitgadal v'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah B'alma tivrach hiruteh v'yamlich malchuteh b'chayechon v'yamechon v'chaye d'chol Beit Yisrael b'agala v'zman kari v'imru Amen. Yeshmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam u'almei almaya Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemed kudsha barichu la'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechamata damiran be'alma v'imru Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shmaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav Hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Please be seated.
May your wonder be celebrated. May your name be consecrated. May your brilliance never fade from the magnificent world you made. May your ways prevail in our own days, in our own lives, and in the life of all Israel. And let us say, Amen. And let us say, Amen. May your name receive the same beauty that you bring, though you are far beyond the sweetest song we could ever sing. And let us say, Amen. And let us say, Amen. And let us say, Amen.
It's my privilege to invite Kristen McCarthy forward to share some greetings. Kristen is a member of our Board of Trustees and a leader of our religious school committee.
It's my pleasure to be here with you tonight for those that are in person and also virtually. There are a few items from this week's weekly that I would like to take this opportunity to highlight. Happening this week, join Rabbi Mosbacher for a conversation with David Halprin of the Israel Policy Forum. This is on Wednesday, December 6th at 7 p.m. This will be via Zoom, so you can register. The registration's in the weekly, so if you are interested in this, please join. On Monday, December 11th, Rabbi Diana Fursko, author of the book We Need to Talk About Anti-Semitism, will be providing some training and learning sessions. There will be two of these sessions, one from 6 to 7:10, and this will be geared towards the 6th and 7th grade children, students and their parents. The second session is from 7:30 to 8:30, and this is for the teens of Tasty and their parents. All other members of the congregation over the age of 18 are welcome to join, so if you're a parent of a younger child, grandparent, parent of college-age students, please feel free to join. The content, though, will be geared towards the teens, tweens, and their parents. So as a parent who's been struggling with this topic, I am interested in what these sessions have to offer, and I hope to see some of you there. So on to more joyful happenings. Hanukkah is approaching, and I do need to finish my shopping, Rabbi. So join us at next Shabbat service. We'll have a candle lighting for your menorahs. Bring it at 6 p.m. There'll be lighting of that, then followed by a lovely ceremony, services in here. And afterwards, I heard that there is a chef catered oneg, and I am looking forward to those latkes. Speaking of latkes, the return of the latke guys. So join Cantor Kipnis and the men of the congregation to make some tasty latkes at Sojourn. This will be Sunday, December 10th at 9 a.m., followed by a family brunch at 11:30. Looking forward to seeing you at some of these events. Thank you.
Minion and Torah study tomorrow, as always, and as I mentioned, I'll be leading a study session during Torah study, so we hope you'll join us. I am thinking about leading a quick, soon, solidarity mission to Israel. I'm looking for 10 people who will come with me, possibly leaving in about 2 weeks. If you are at all interested, please let me know. There are bracelets like this available in the Davis. It'd be great if you would take one and wear it proudly, and if you're able to make a donation, that would be great as well. We'll be offering on December 12th for the entire congregation an evening of contemplation connection around the war in Israel. We invite you for an evening of sanctuary, a bit of learning and music, an opportunity to be together to process our emotions, our hopes, and our fears. Sisterhood is having a private tour of the Jewish Museum on Friday, December 15th at 11 o'clock in the morning. And lastly, our annual appeal is coming to its peak. So far, we've raised 80% of our goal, which is phenomenal, and we do need everyone's help to get to 100%. So after Shabbos, please consider making a year-end donation. You can go to our website to donate online. And our closing song will be a song for peace, O Say Shalom. Please join with us.
O say shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, v'imru Shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, v'imru amen. Yalla la 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 la. La la la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו, ויבוא ישראל, ויבוא יושבי תבל, ואמרו עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו, ויבוא ישראל, ויבוא יושבי תבל, ואמרו
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom, friends. Good to see you.
Amazing.
I lived in Israel many years ago. I try every opportunity to keep like it, but it's a hard one.
Oh, thank you.
For this, but you know, it's all related. It's really elevated.